first of its kind in the United States, the Southern Environmental Center makes its home on the campus of Birmingham-Southern College in the heart of Alabama. Its mission is to increase awareness about the importance and practicality of eco-friendly living and to turn these principles into working solutions for the surrounding community.
So we are not a research institution, we are not a think tank, we are a hands-on center. We want people to come in here and realize that air pollution is partially their problem. It's not just power plants, or it's not just industries or cars. Well, it is cars, but people are driving those cars. And so the center is kind of gives you a broad overview of factors that affect our water quality, our air quality, reasons why we have littering on the side of our streets, and why recycling may not be working in all communities.
The center not only serves its host community, but is also a model for other institutions seeking to duplicate its efforts both nationally and internationally.
This is incredible because we can actually teach people how to do it. And I think we need one of these. I am thinking, try to go to my city and try to bring this idea.
All right, now, what we have here, to use big college words, we actually built this pile of trash to look like a bar graph. You'll get that later in school, like high school, something like that. And what we show is how much garbage gets thrown away in America.
It's just going to become a growing problem. The graph, I think seeing that actually puts it in perspective. You can tell them all day long, but until they actually see it.
The center's unique approach to environmental education is as much about entertainment as it is scientific information. A full 70% of its 5,600 square feet is devoted to interactive exhibits that present eye-opening facts that young and old alike can relate to their everyday lives.
Kids like this because the way we've approached environmental education is to make it less formal. We use art as part of the medium. So when you go through this center, you see all kinds of funky artwork. A life-size sculpture of a man made out of thrown away electrical wire. Wireman is actually made out of electric wire that, when they build new buildings and stuff, you ever seen those, when they do construction, they have those big dumpsters right next to where they do the construction. You ever see how much stuff they throw in those dumpsters? Pieces of wood, and it's very wasteful. And so some of my students pulled this out when they were building some of the new buildings up there on the top of the hill, and a local artist made wiremen.
The coolest thing was the art, because I go to the Alabama School of Fine Arts and we see paintings and sculptures and stuff, and I've never thought about using stuff that you would throw away to make art and make it move and do all the cool stuff that did.
Things that are waste products in the first time you look at it, and then you realize that they're not, that they're really a resource. And we have used arts as a medium to talk about issues like solid waste. And when we talk about public transportation, we have a display of a really unique set of 10 bicycles that span 75, 80 years in terms of usership. And that's colorful, it gets people's attention, and you can use that to just scratch the surface about the need in a community like Birmingham for more bicycle lanes and alternatives to the car. What was the most unusual thing that you saw today?
It was probably the toilet slide.
Yep, you're going to get flushed down the commode.
Built on the principle that a healthy community depends on a healthy environment, the Southern Environmental Center not only advocates eco-friendly living, but also takes positive action to bring its community into harmony with its environment.
In Birmingham, there's a lot of vacant land. Older neighborhoods where people have moved away and there used to be houses. There's over an estimated 8,000 vacant lots in our metropolitan area. We have targeted that growing problem by taking those lots and working with community groups to transform them into community parks.
Some part of the community, whether it be a hospital like our healing garden, or Seven Springs EcoScape, which is a church, basically presents us with a need. We look at the land, and if it's a neglected piece of property, you really try and focus on how can we heal that patch of land. So basically, we start from the ground up, literally. The artist that originally created this created a kind of a sundial, so you can actually read the time off of this. The numbers and the cardinal directions are on there, as well as the numbers for the clock.
What we do then is to make urban ecoscapes in such a way that they're not just playgrounds or something like that, or vegetable gardens. No, these are community greens. These are entities that bring neighborhoods together and put pride back into some pretty rough neighborhoods. So we combine our academic background with community building.
We are right now thinking more in terms of how it is we are going to prepare the human capital to have the kind of dialogue we need within our own community to advance these issues within this urban setting. So it's an exciting thing for Birmingham-Southern because we are an urban institution. And so these issues are our issues. Our neighborhood is our neighborhood. And we can't think of ourselves as somehow hidden away in the Green Mountains of Vermont. We're here in a city, and that's America today to a great extent.
The Southern Environmental Center, in its 10 years of operation, has continued to seek out effective ways to improve our environment by raising individual awareness, by reaching out to communities with solutions for environmental improvement, and by continually advocating sound environmental policies in government and industry. The mission remains to make eco-friendly habits a way of life and to empower each and every one of us to make a positive impact on our environment. The Southern Environmental Center.